Hey traders, this is MsPutOptions. Today is actually 7/19/2015 in the evening here, California time. And we're going to be looking at SPY. We're going to look at several time frames here. We're looking here at SPY. We're looking at the 1 minute chart. I threw on my Fibonacci retracement. And if you know anything about the Fibonacci retracement here, there are several areas that SPY can land and possibly have a bounce back up to the upside here. One of them being the 38.2% fib, of the 50% fib, or the 61.8. But as you can see, the lower that SPY attempts to go is going to have some support here from the Ishimoku cloud. But as you can see, the parabolic SARs are trending downward. The ETF is trading below several of the moving day averages. However, the 50-day moving average, it has not surpassed that as we're looking at the minute chart here. Basically, SPY is against a rock and a hard place right now. So I'm really not sure what direction it's going to go, but we'll have to wait for the opening bell to see what's going to happen on tomorrow, which is 7/20/2015. Here we have the 1 hour view here. As you can see, SPY is definitely in a uptrend. It's trading above several of the moving day averages. The parabolic SARs are trending upward. The only time frame that it's saying that it's bearish is the 1 minute and the weekly. And if you know anything about charts, you will know that the higher time frames have a tendency to determine the direction of the trend. So we only have one time frame that's saying that it is bearish, and that's the weekly. All of the other time frames are saying that it is bullish. So we have the 1 minute and the weekly that's saying that it is bearish. So as I say here, we're looking at the hourly. We have a gap that needs to be closed here. The upper Bollinger Band is in a nice little uptrend, but as you could see, that it is definitely against some resistance, and this is an old area of supply currently where it's at now. So I'm anticipating that it might attempt to close this particular gap here. However, there's a gap on the downside that needs to be closed as well. Now let's look at the 2 hour time frame. As you can see now, the Bollinger Band, the upper Bollinger Band, is curling downward. It's still at a source of resistance as well as support. Parabolic SARs are trending upward. It's trading above all the moving day average, and we still see that gap that needs to be closed there. But now I'm kind of more or less leaning towards, I don't know if it's going to be able to close that particular upper gap. We could see that the stochastics is really to the very overbought area, as well as the RSI is definitely overbought as well. If we look at the 3 hour time frame, we could see it's still up against some resistance here. It's trading above all the moving day averages. The parabolic SARs are trending up, where we still see that gap that needs to be closed, and it looks like the upper Bollinger Band is trying to straighten out. It's not curled over like we saw in the 2 hour chart. So let's look at the 3 hour here. We could see like it's straightening out the Bollinger Band, the upper Bollinger Band, but here, as you can see, is curled to the downside. So here we go with the 3 hour again, and then I'll show you again with the 2 hour how it's curled to the downside. So now let's look at the 4 hour here. Now with the 4 hour here, you can see I drew this little green box here, and this was a source of support and resistance. And as you can see, the ETF went outside this resistance box here, and either this was the first top here, and this could possibly be the second. And if that's the second double top, then it's probably going to go in a downtrend if this is going to be considered the second double top. But if not, then we have to go one higher, where this is going to be the first double top. And then if the ETF lands up here, which means gap closure here, this is going to be the double top. And from this particular point, probably a downward trend after that. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Now let's look at the daily view. The daily view, you can see we have a shoulder here, we have a head, and we have a shoulder, and the ETF went to a downtrend here. So we had the head and shoulders pattern here, and right now I drew a green box here showing some support and resistance. So this particular ETF has a little little time to get up to the edge of this particular box here. If it gets up to the edge of this particular box, it's going to create a double top. This will be the first top, and this will be the second top, and from here, possibly a downtrend. If it does not go down from here, then it's going to go to this where this head was, because this head is going to be the previous area of old supply, and from there possibly is going to go in a downtrend from that particular area. As you can see, the ETF is trading above all the moving day averages. The Ishimoku cloud is pretty thick. That's telling me that's a source of support, and the parabolic stars are trending upward. Volume is nice. Now if we look at the weekly view, this is the time frame I was telling you that the parabolic stars are trending downward, and then we do have a um, triple top here. We have three tops here. And then we know when we have a triple top, then the tendency for the ETF or the stock to go downward from that one, that particular area is pretty great. However, looking at the RSI, RSI is only 57.7, is telling me that it might have a little upward mobility in that one there, so we have to watch out for that. And as you can see, I drew in my resistance and support box here, and it looks like this is a source of this 212.54 is a source of resistance. If it goes higher than that, then it's going to hit the top of this particular green box. But like I said, this looks like it is a triple top, so we're going to have to watch out for that. If you look at your indicators, the indicators are really getting into the overbought area. The stochastics is crossing over to the upside. So I'm thinking it might go to the top of this particular green box, and from there we might have some downside momentum. Finally, the monthly view here, as you can see, I drew my little green box here of support and resistance. Is this right there at a resistance? However, this red line here is definitely a area of support. However, the upper Bollinger Band is still in a upward trend, and this, looking at the monthly, it is definitely in a upward channel here. So we're just going to, and the ETF is trading above all the moving day averages. So we're just going to have to watch out to see what's going on with SPY on Monday, which is 7/20/2015. I am more slightly bullish than bearish, and I do mean slightly. I believe that it will go up to a certain point in order to fill a gap or two, and then after that, it's probably going to meet up against some resistance. Once again, this is Miss Put Options, and I will see you soon.